Unit 4, Lesson 5. How many groups? Part 2. Number 1. Use the tape diagram to represent and find the value of 1/2 divided by 1/3. Mark up and label the diagram as needed. The blue section represents 1/2, the green section represents 1/3, and 1/3 fits in 1/2 exactly 1 and 1/2 times. So 1/2 divided by 1/3 is 1 and 1/2. Number 2. What is the value of 1/2 divided by 1/3? Use the pattern blocks to represent and find this value. The yellow hexagon represents one whole. Explain or show your reasoning. The blue figure would fit inside the yellow shape 3 times, so the blue figure would be worth 1/3. The red figure would fit inside the yellow shape twice, so the red figure would be worth 1/2. And the green figure would fit inside the yellow shape 6 times, so the green figure would be considered 1/6. 1/2 divided by 1/3 equals the number of times the blue shape fits inside the red shape. The blue shape would fit inside the red shape 1 and 1/2 times. Number 3. Use a standard inch ruler to answer each question. Then write a multiplication question and a division equation that answer the question. A. How many halves are in 7? For every 1 inch, there are 2 halves. So for every 7 inches, there are 14 halves. B. How many 3/8 are in 6? I've marked off sections of 3/8, and there's a total of 16 sections of 3/8 in 6. C. How many 5/16 are in 1 and 7/8? I've marked off the sections of 5/16, and there are exactly 6 sections of 5/16 in 1 and 7/8. Number 4. Use the tape diagram to represent and answer the following question. How many 2/5 are in 1 1/2? That's the same as 1 1/2 divided by 2/5. Mark up and label the diagram as needed. I've divided the 1 1/2 up into 2/5. There are 1, 2, 3 whole sections of 2/5, and then what's left is 3/4 of 2/5. So 1 1/2 divided by 2/5 is 3 3/4. 2/5 goes into 1 1/2 2 3/4 times. Number 5. Write a multiplication equation and a division equation to represent each question, statement, or diagram. A. There are 12/4 in 3. That would be 12 times 1/4 equals 3, and 3 divided by 1/4 equals 12. B. This diagram could be represented by 1/2 times 4 equals 2, or 2 divided by 1/2 equals 4. C. How many 2/3 are in 6? That would be what number times 2/3 equals 6, or 6 divided by 2/3 equals what number? D. This diagram can be represented by 2/5 times 5 equals 2, or 2 divided by 2/5 equals 5. Number 6. At a farmer's market, 2 vendors sell fresh milk. One vendor sells 2 liters for $3.80, and another vendor sells 1.5 liters for $2.70. What is the better deal? Explain your reasoning. 1.5 liters for $2.70 has a unit rate of 1 liter for $1.80. The better deal is 1.5 liters for $2.70 because that is 1 liter for $1.80 compared to 1 liter for $1.90. 7. A recipe uses 5 cups of flour for every 2 cups of sugar. A. How much sugar is used for 1 cup of flour? So it's a 5-to-2 ratio, 5 cups of flour for every 2 cups of sugar. Here's a hint. If we could break it down to the unit rate for flour and then the unit rate for cups of sugar, it would make it a lot easier. 5 to 2 is the same as 2.5 to 1, and 5 to 2 is the same as 1 to 2/5. 5 to 2 is the same as 1 to 2/5. So when you use 1 cup of flour, you'll be using 2/5 of a cup of sugar. B. When you're using 1 cup of sugar, you'll be using 2.5 cups of flour, or 2.5 cups of flour. C. How much flour is used with 7 cups of sugar? So a 5 to 2 ratio is the same as 2.5 cups to 1, which is equal to 17.5 cups to 7, or 17.5 cups to 7. So for every 7 cups of sugar, you'd be using 17.5 cups of flour. D. How much sugar is used with 6 cups of flour? So a 5 to 2 ratio is the same as 1 to 2/5, which is equal to 6 to 2/5. So if you used 6 cups of flour, you'd have to use 2 2/5 cups of sugar. Congratulations, you have completed Unit 4, Lesson 5, How Many Groups, Part 2.